Have an itch to go diving? Visit LeisurePro.com, where they have the largest selection of dive gear and a best price match guarantee. And Leisure Pro could get your order to you fast. Well, maybe not that fast, but I think you get the idea.
The Florida Keys are home to a protected 2,800 square mile national marine sanctuary, an abundance of wrecks, and over 6,000 different species. But whether you're a diver or a snorkeler, there's always room for one more.
This edition of Scuba Nation is brought to you by Leisure Pro, the Divers Emporium. The Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are. Crazy shirts. Be original. Be crazy.
This time on Scuba Nation.
The boys head to Isla Mirada in the fabulous Florida Keys to dive Alligator Reef. The Alligator Reef Sanctuary is marked by the iconic Alligator Lighthouse and offers multiple places to dive and snorkel. This dive spot is packed with a lot of history and aquatic life, so let's pay a visit to Alligator Reef.
Who is Scuba Nation? Billy C., Boston born and raised.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Loves it grilled with an ear for guitar. Bitch and Mitch, Southern boy. Craves it deep fried and a toe tapping percussionist. Two ordinary guys with a thirst for getting wet and exploring all things scuba. We are Scuba Nation. One nation underwater.
Welcome, Scuba Nation.
I am Godzilla.
And I am Mothra. No, seriously, it's Mitch.
Billy C.
And we're here in Isla Mirada to dive the Alligator Reef.
This is one of the most beautiful reefs in all the Keys, but it's marked by this unbelievable lighthouse. We're going to tell you all about it. We're going to dive under her, the surrounding reefs. We also have a special guest.
Yes, we sure do. Lighthouse Larry, the artist that put together this magnificent replica of the Alligator Reef Lighthouse, will also be with us, this time on Scuba Nation.
We head to Isla Mirada, the home of Bud and Mary's Marina, and friends of the program, Key Dives. Key Dives is a stone's throw to Alligator Reef. So we hop on the boat and head out.
The Alligator Lighthouse and the surrounding reefs are only about 4 miles off the tip of Isla Mirada, an easy 10-minute boat ride. Folks at home, please note, the public is not allowed to tie a boat up to, nor walk on any part of the lighthouse. We had to obtain special permission to film there.
The great thing about Alligator Reef as a sanctuary.
Right.
So there's 4 yellow balls in each corner of the reef out here, and there's no fishing, there's no spear fishing, it's a no-take zone. So it allows recreational divers, snorkelers, and boaters to come in and really enjoy this area here. And it is just loaded with about every kind of species of fish that you have in the Keys is out here on Alligator Reef.
And there's 5 feet of water under this lighthouse. So folks at home, this is a great place for kids, for families.
There are essentially 4 dive sites in and around the Alligator Reef Sanctuary. You have underneath the lighthouse, which is anywhere from 5 to 7 feet, the ledge, which is about 30 feet. Then just outside the sanctuary, you have the mound, which goes to about 70 feet, and then the deep ball, which goes all the way to 90. So there's a little bit of something for everybody.
And for me, one of the greatest things being up on this lighthouse and looking at all the reefs, I've dove these reefs so many times, but now I'm looking at it from such a different perspective. It's like seeing it for the first time, these reefs. It's perfect. It's amazing. You can see how it just runs through, how much area it takes. Divers that like deeper water, you got a deep ledge that runs out there, and you can see where the water goes from green to deep blue. And that's a great place for people that like to get a little more depth on them.
And then right outside on the edge, you have 2 more mooring balls that are pinned at 55 and dropped to 70. And that's called the mound ball over in this area.
So it was finally time to go hit the mound with Dave.
Wow, this reef is loaded with some beautiful sponges and corals.
Look, Mom, I'm on TV. And by the way, can I eat this camera?
I tell you, can barely see this guy. The camera floods. They did a really good job, Mother Nature. That is evolution at work, baby.
I think this spotted eel's dropping us a hint. We've worn out our welcome. That's all right. Time to head over to the ledge.
There's 5 mooring balls right in the center of the sanctuary here that are pinned from say 15 feet to 25 feet.
And once you're tied up to one of those mooring balls, it's time to explore the ledge.
The ledge runs north to south, and it's packed with all the usual suspects.
These moray eels love to get their picture taken. I think it's because they could see the reflection off the flat glass on the camera.
I love how these cudas are just hanging out by this brain coral. And these groupers definitely know they are in a protected zone.
Because it's protected, the ledge offers some great opportunities to look at multiple varieties of grouper. Look what we have here, a Graysby and a black grouper sharing the same hole. Lighthouse Larry enjoying this view of a school of sergeant majors.
This spider crab calls this ledge home.
Coming up next on Scuba Nation, we're going to visit with Lighthouse Larry at his studio, where all the magic happens. Stay tuned. Hey, Scuba Nation, Billy C. and Mitch here. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We'll be announcing upcoming contests and events that you can be a part of.
And look, always post your tweets and your comments while you're watching the show, and we'll share the best of them on ScubaNation.com and during upcoming episodes.
Remember, you are Scuba Nation. One nation underwater.
Thanks for watching.
Money.
Done. Miller time.
You'll agree that Leisure Pro has the best customer service in the industry. Our pressure-free fit guarantee lets you size items so you get the right merchandise when you buy. But if something doesn't fit, return items without any additional shipping costs to you. Always buy with confidence, shopping made easy, only at Leisure Pro.
Hey Scuba Nation, this is Mitch. Just wanted to let you know when I dive the 305, I always dive on Aquatic Explorers. They feature a brand new dive boat with a crew that's second to none. So when you're ready to plan your next diving adventure, the best boat and crew for private charters, and all your certification needs by world-class instructors, please click or call the friends of the program, Aquatic Explorers. This edition of Scuba Nation is brought to you by Pegasus Thruster, the freedom to fly. AustensDiving.com. Aquatic Explorers, Miami's best dive charter. So Larry, man, I love your place, and we're finally here at your studio. Show me what you got, buddy.
Well, I have exact replicas of the lighthouses that are in the Florida Keys.
Wow.
And this is Alligator Lighthouse.
This is like an exact replica. It's amazing. You got the rust details kicking here and everything.
Yep, it's all copper.
All copper. Okay.
And, the pattern exactly off of the lighthouse. That's off the, Isla Mirada.
Yeah.
And that was a USS Alligator it was named after. And in November 2nd, 1820, it was commissioned in Boston.
Okay.
It was built in
There you
Boston.
go, Bostonian.
I was commissioned in
Right, he's from Boston.
Yeah. It survived for 2 years and 17 days, and it ran aground where Alligator Lighthouse is
I
now.
love this. I'm looking at the detail up there. That is just incredible. Well done.
This particular, Alligator Lighthouse was built in 1873.
Okay.
And survived some pretty significant hurricanes.
Right.
That
So
was-
the alligator got stranded on the reef,
Right.
and this Alligator Lighthouse was built to prevent that from happening
Right,
again. I see. Right.
that was the reason for all the 6 lighthouses
Right.
off the Florida Keys. That Key West was one of the richest towns in America because of the wrecking.
Wow.
And after the 6 lighthouses went in, it made it so safe to ship that they made Key West a port of entry, which then made Key West the richest town in America.
Wow.
Because of these lighthouses.
And that's where Henry Flagler saw the dollar signs and decided to put the railroad in
that's right.
all the way to Key
Now,
West.
let me ask you a question. Unlike Sombrero, where they left it brown, why was Alligator painted white?
The engineers, when they designed it, the architects, they came up with the white. And when they did, it was so beautiful that it was the most requested photograph of lighthouses at the World's Fair.
And you told me at one point they were afraid, well, why paint it white? Nobody's going to see it.
Right, and it is so visible. I mean, I've been 15 miles out dolphin fishing off of Isla Mirada, and you can clearly see Alligator Lighthouse.
Wow. What was going on in the house here?
Right, this was the actual quarters where the three lighthouse keepers. There was usually 3 on it, and this was manned until 1963.
By naval personnel?
By naval military personnel. Up until the 60s, they were in immaculate condition. That was their job, to maintain that ship.
Right.
So once it became automated, that's when really they started to become in such bad shape. I mean, that was kind of a nail in a coffin for them, and I started to build these to draw attention to what is just off our shore, that 1.5 million tourists a year drive to Key West and back and have no idea of the significant history that is just offshore. And Alligator is one of the actually the most visible of the lighthouses from shore. And it never dawned on me the age of it and the history until someone asked me to build one.
And I tell you, from a scuba diver's perspective, under these lighthouses, there's so much life that teems under here. Barracuda, schools of grunts, there's so much fish.
Coming up next, we take a close look at the lighthouse and dive under the Iron Alligator. Thanks for staying with us.
Hey Scuba Nation, Mitch and Billy C here. Look, if you've got a great idea for a show, go to scubanation.com and tell us your idea, and you could be in the show with us.
Also on the website, you can upload pictures and videos. We'll spotlight the best on the show. Get your Scuba Nation gear and apparel. Find dive shops, instructors, other businesses on our Friends of the Program section of the website. You want to join Friends of the Program? Go to scubanation.com.
And remember, your Scuba Nation, one nation underwater.
Thanks for watching.
Have an itch to go diving? Visit LeisurePro.com, where they have the largest selection of dive gear and a best price match guarantee. And Leisure Pro could get your order to you fast. Well, maybe not that fast, but I think you get the idea.
The Florida Keys are home to a protected 2,800 square mile national marine sanctuary, an abundance of wrecks, and over 6,000 different species. But whether you're a diver or a snorkeler, there's always room for one more.
This edition of Scuba Nation is brought to you by Leisure Pro, the Divers Emporium. Dive 305 apparel for today's diver. Go below. The Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are.
Billy C here. Today on the show, we are going to highlight one of the most intuitive, easy to use digital underwater cameras on the market,
the Sea Life DC-1400. It's a 14 megapixel camera and shoots video in 720 progressive high definition. Also, the DC-1400 has a 26 millimeter wide angle lens. Capture large animals like sharks or a wide shot of an entire wreck. But it also allows you to get 1 inch from your subject. It has a built-in super macro autofocus. When I was underwater, I noticed how easy it was to toggle between video and stills. This is due to the piano key controls. Rugged and durable, depth rated at 200 feet, simple zoom, power button, and shutter. It is also expandable with other Sea Life accessories, such as a digital pro flash and photo and video light. Scuba diving is an adventure. Sea Life has made capturing those adventures ridiculously easy and affordable. Visit Leisure Pro at leisuropro.com and get your camera today.
Welcome back. Let's take a close look at the Alligator Reef Lighthouse. Folks at home, please note, the public is not allowed to tie a boat up to, nor walk on any part of the lighthouse. We had to obtain special permission to film there.
Hey, where are we? We're on the Alligator Lighthouse, dude. As many times as I've dove this thing, Dave, I've never stood actually on it.
And behind us is Alligator in all her glory. Scuba Nation. In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, an Alligator Lighthouse, baby. That's the reef below. Alligator Reef.
1822 on November 19th at 9:30 p.m. is when the USS Alligator ran aground right here.
This is crazy. On the lighthouse.
All right, Nation, it's time to hike. How many steps, Larry? Have you counted them?
No, but it's 130 feet from here.
Yeah?
142 feet altogether.
Great. So I'll count them for you and let you know how many steps there are up to the very top of Alligator Lighthouse. You ready? Let's go. All right, you ready?
Here we go.
1.
Mitch is counting. Let's see how many it is to the very top. Legs are burning. There's a lot of steps on this thing. Up to the top we go. This is starting to feel like work.
Dave, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man.
Wow, dude. This guy,
Inside the lighthouse. The actual, where the bulb is.
This is the area, this is all solid iron, all this ornateness, and this is what housed the Fresnel lens, first order Fresnel lens, which was 10 feet high, solid crystal glass. There were actually 500 individual pieces in a brass frame that caused the light effect.
Dave, this is incredible. Is this a whole new way of looking at the reefs that you dive every day?
This is amazing, my friend. This is something special up here.
The water is always crystal clear under the lighthouse because it's so shallow. About the only thing that will ever stir it up is the occasional storm, but that's really rare. You've probably also noticed how shallow it is. It makes for great snorkeling, but I'll take a bottle on my back any day over being tethered to the surface. I don't care how shallow it is. This is where the rubber meets the road and the business end of the deal happens. The lighthouse sits on 10 of these 12-foot wagon wheel looking footers that are attached to the bottom with iron pilings that were driven 10 feet into the coral rock.
What an incredible experience coming out here and diving Alligator Lighthouse and the surrounding reefs with Dave Champagne of Key Dives, and then going to see Lighthouse Larry in studio to see where he makes his incredible sculptures.
It's like I'm seeing this reef for the first time. It gives me a whole new perspective on this gorgeous reef here in Islamorada in the fabulous Florida Keys. What a great day at diving. Scuba Nation rocking the Lighthouse. See you next week, and thanks for watching.
One Nation Underwater. Cut. We're out of here. Let's go diving. An incredible experience coming out here and seeing a lighthouse. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What innocent replica of, oh God.
We're gonna tell you all about it, and start over. Yeah, worst
That
case.
lighthouse will travel.
Hey Larry, this will only take about 15 times,
Yeah,
all right?
So red, you're dead.
Red.
That means you are running aground.
Red's usually the fluorescent light in the bars in Key West. That's what, and then I'm dead. One Nation Underwater. Cut. We're out of here. Let's go diving.
You'll agree that Leisure Pro has the best customer service in the industry. Our pressure-free fit guarantee lets you size items so you get the right merchandise when you buy. But if something doesn't fit, return items without any additional shipping costs to you. Always buy with confidence, shopping made easy, only at Leisure Pro.